Hello everybody and welcome back to another reading. I hope you're all doing so well. So I'm going to list the timestamps below for the card section. You can just scoot on over there if you want to. But I'm actually filming this after I filmed the reading, which I don't usually do the intro afterwards. And I have to say it was such an interesting reading and it was very, very magical, like mystical vibes. And I felt like there was a few, like in several of the groups, there was these different mystical beings that came through that were really clearly saying like, hey, we're here for you, we're helping you, we want to help guide you, we want to help. There seems to be a lot of energy coming through from the non-physical of like help from our fellow inhabitants of Earth that live in different dimensions. And specifically, I've been feeling like dragons and fairy energy. And for myself, since the solar eclipse in Aries that we just had, I've had a phoenix with me this entire time. So there's been a phoenix sitting with me and I've just been working with that energy, and it's been such a beautiful energy, and it came through in the light language that I did for that moon. But anyway, there's just been a lot of assistance. And this is a message, a general message Spirit wanted me to bring through, is like there's so much assistance right now from the non-physical world, from the spiritual, like it's like our spiritual brothers and sisters is these mystical beings that people feel like aren't real, they're not real, but there's so much more going on. And when we can see through the when we can see through the veil, when we can see interdimensionally, a lot more makes sense about why we're here, why are we on Earth, what is our experience, because our experience is meant to be magic on Earth. Our experience is meant to be magic, and I feel like there's so much magic available to us, basically, is what I feel like Spirit wants us to know. And I feel like as well, if you really tune in with yourself and think like, what mystical being do I need help from right now? Is it a phoenix? Is it a unicorn? Different mystical beings to me, they bring through different energies. Like a unicorn really is purity, crystal clear energy, innocence, and something so rare and breathtaking. A phoenix is like being about burning and burning through and then rising again from that fire, being born again, phoenix rising from the ashes, and that cycle of growth. So think about it for yourself, but I just wanted to put it out there that if you wanted to connect in more with these interdimensional beings like fairies, especially elementals, unicorn, dragon, and phoenix are all coming through as being available. I'm sure there's more if you can think of them. Anyway, I'm sending you guys so much love, and yeah, as usual, I'll put a separate video now that shows you the cards so you can choose your reading, and then I'll see you for your reading. Bye. Okay, so group number 1, this is the card that you chose. You chose the Merlin, and it says alchemy, justice, and balance. And it's also card number 1, which makes me think of the Magician card in the tarot. So I'm feeling like you are in a very powerful manifestation energy. Like you really have a lot of power available to you right now. And this is what your spirit guides want you to know. They want you to know that you're sitting with Spirit, you're sitting with some kind of mythical being, because mystical, but people think that it's mythical, like a dragon, a unicorn, a phoenix, something of this nature, fairies, that you are in contact with interdimensional beings that people think are mythical. They think that they're not real, like dragons. And whether you're aware of this or not, you're actually in contact with them in another dimension. Like you're really sitting with them. And it could be like, this is you, this Merlin. And then it's like, yeah, you really do have like a dragon with you right now. You have some kind of, maybe for you it's different, like a phoenix, a unicorn, and they're helping you with some kind of part of your mission right now. There's something very specific about the energy. I want to get a specific reading on this mystical being, because is it definitely a dragon? No, it's definitely not a dragon for everyone. That's what I was feeling like. it's not a dragon for everyone. So I feel like it's one that maybe you've been getting signs of recently, or that's been coming up a bit recently, or that you have some kind of natural connection to, like a unicorn, a dragon, fairies, whatever. They're with you and they're helping you, and Spirit's saying, and your spirit guides are saying, like, you could work with this more consciously if you wanted to. You could be more in contact with this. Like, you have a connection to interdimensional beings. You have a connection to more than just, like, you have some kind of a connection to, and they're connected to the earth. Like, this is the interdimensional beings of the earth, like dragons, fairies, elementals, this kind of energy where they exist in the earth, but they've been pushed into different dimensions. So we're separated through dimensional differences, right? We're operating from the 3D kind of there's a lot of 3D energy here, but you really explore these upper dimensions. And so because you go up into these upper dimensions, like, you're all the time actually sitting with these mystical creatures, these mystical beings, and they're very real. And there's something about your mission. Spirit wants you to know there's something about your mission on earth where you're bringing through a connection. You're becoming like a bridge between two worlds. You're bringing through a connection between this kind of realm that we're experiencing in the human experience right now, and those upper dimensional kind of planes of existence where we can access different knowledge. Like, I'm seeing there's something about the knowledge, like you can channel information directly from the Akashic records. There's something about you bringing through knowledge and bringing through a connection with other forms of existence, you know, and you bringing that awareness into the earth so that people understand that, you know, that these things aren't so separate to us. Like, there's something about the veil being dropped. Like, in your lifetime, you're going to experience the veil becoming thinner and thinner between this world and the other world, the non-physical world. The veil will become thinner and thinner over your lifetime, and you're going to accumulate more and more knowledge and help people. Like, it's wisdom, but it's also knowledge. There's something about it, maybe teaching. You could become a teacher or something. There's something about you really sitting with your dragon in your study and being really powerful and helping people, like bridging that gap so that other people are like, wow, you know, this is real. Magic is real. You definitely embody magic, and people feel like magic is real. And your guides want you to know right now that you are very powerful in your ability to manifest, because the Magician card the Magician is a conduit for all of the energies. So the Magician is able to channel the energy of the water, of the fire, of the earth, of the air, and bring it together in harmony through the Magician itself. Like, the Magician itself is the conduit. So I'm seeing like you're the conduit for some kind of energy right now. You are anchoring energy into this world from the non-physical, from your higher self, from your mission. There's something really important about your mission, okay, that your spirit guides want you to know about right now. And what it is that you're anchoring energy by being a bridge. It's like you are connected to this high dimensional energies, and then you're anchoring it through your existence here. You're bringing it through, you're grounding it through your physical form. And I'm seeing there's something about your destiny path that's really being activated right now, because I'm seeing a lot of help around you in the non-physical. I'm seeing a lot of different energies around you in the non-physical. Like, you're receiving help from the beings of Earth. Like, we're going to tune in, because your message is really unique. It's really coming through really uniquely. So we're going to tune in really deeply with this message, okay? Because I'm feeling like it wants to come through. And okay, so it's sort of being shown, it's like, you remember in your soul, you remember a time on Earth when there wasn't a split between the dimensions, when there was a unity between what exists in the fourth and the fifth and higher, and what exists here on this earth. There was some kind of an expansion in the energies where there wasn't such a divide. It wasn't like, oh, dragons aren't real, fairies aren't real, what are you talking about? And then only a few people who are open enough, or children, for example, you know, children can see them sometimes, or people who are opened for whatever reasons, okay? So it's like your soul has a memory of another way of being on earth, of another way of doing things, where there was unity and harmony between different animals and different species and different interdimensional beings as well. And there wasn't this it was a very different manifestation of the earth, right? It's a very, very different. And it's like you carry this memory in your soul. And maybe it's even a memory of, maybe it's like, because a memory I'm being shown is like, I'm being shown the quantum energy. So it doesn't have to be a memory that's from a past life. It could even be the memory from the future timeline that you are co-creating in this life. I'm not sure. But I do feel something about, there is some kind of a memory that we hold as a collective of like either how things used to be or how things could be, or both. I'm not sure. And it's really beautiful. And see how the dragon is just sitting with this wizard together in this room, and they're just they're just living in harmony together, and they're helping each other, and they're friends, and they're talking and stuff. This is the energy that you bring. It's like you don't have to be afraid of the dark. You don't have to be afraid of something just because you don't understand it, right? And so it's like there's something about you, maybe the way that you are psychically, or the way that you are gifted. Other people might be afraid of it. Other people might think that it would be really scary to have these gifts. Like if you're a medium, or if you're seeing dragons or something, people might be afraid of this. But there's something about the way that you handle it. It's like you're not afraid. So you make people see that it is a gift, and that this expansive energy is not something to be afraid of. So people do perceive you as, okay. Now we're getting into why are your spirit guides, why are your spirit team proud of you? Because people perceive you as being really brave. People perceive you as being really brave. And I don't know why I laughed at that, because maybe you're like, what? But this is how people perceive you, is that they think that you're really brave, and they think that you are able to handle something that they can't. Like maybe you're the only spiritual person in your friend group, or like in your marriage or something. Like there's something about your connection to spirit that other people kind of find, like some people find it scary, but it also inspires them to open to that side of themselves more. Okay, so you inspire people. That's why your spirit guides want you to be proud. It's because how much you inspire others. You're definitely a source of inspiration for others. And I think that people also feel like, okay, so your spirit guides want you to be proud, but I'm getting it a lot from like how other people perceive you on earth, because I'm being shown that why your spirit guides want you to be proud of yourself and want you to know that they're proud of you is because of the way that you influence and impact people on the earth. The way that your energy actually makes a difference. That's why they want you to be so proud, because I'm being shown all of these people around you. I'm being shown people around you, and they're like looking at you, and they're thinking about, like it activates things for them. It changes them. And you don't realize how big of an influence that you have, how big of an impact that you have. Like I'm being shown even just like you walking past someone on the street, and then they have a thought about you, and then that thought is enough for their spirit team to kind of like tag onto and bring through other information, and it creates like a web, right? It creates like a web. So even if you're just walking around, your spirit guides are saying you're making a difference, you're activating, you're planting seeds. And this is what I'm being shown is like the energy has to exist in the third dimension first. We have to bring it through like us. That's why we're here, volunteering or whatever the heck we're doing. You know what I mean? Like New Earth, right? It's like, what are we doing here? Why are we here? It's our mission. And so I'm being shown, it's like you're walking around the earth, and because you hold that energy of the new earth, because you hold that energy of the magic of the interdimensional beings, of the way that things either once were or will be, or both at the same time, you're planting seeds, which means that other people's spirit team can start using that. Like you are able to be used so that when people see you and they have thoughts about you, whether it's positive or negative, who knows, they're having thoughts about you, even if it's just passing on the street. I registered that you exist. Hello, that is activating people. That is activating people. That is changing people. They're having thoughts. Their spirit guides can then latch onto those thoughts and use them. They can be used. Like, you are a conduit for spirit and for love and for so much more than you realize, like so much deeper than you realize how big of an impact that you're having. And this is why your spirit guides really want you to be proud. And this is why they're proud of you. They're proud of you because you're doing you're living your mission by simply being who you are. And you don't even realize how divine that is, how divine that totally is. So it's like, they're like, hey, who you are is your mission. And it's so divine. And I'm also being shown they really love to see your experience of earth. Even though spirit, of course, our spirit guides see us going through like everything, right? The good, the bad, everything in between. But they're saying that there's something about the way that you navigate the earth, that they find it, like, it teaches them back. It teaches your spirit guide, your spirit team back. And the way that you navigate it is like so boss. It's so powerful. They feel like you're really powerful. They feel like you're such a boss in this world. Like you're just going around and you're like, yep, this is like, there's something about the way that you command the energy of the earth. And there's something about the way that it's like the magician working with all of the different elements and bringing them all together. That's what you can do. You're kind of at the center of all of the elements and you're bringing them together. So it's a very unique energy, because I'm seeing that you've either, like, there's something about the power of your soul. You bring a powerful soul energy in, and because of that, you're able to kind of handle a lot of things. You're able to kind of work at quite a high level of manifestation, and you're able to kind of be thrown like fire, water, earth, air, and you're kind of like mixing it all up and creating this incredible manifestation. Yeah, you're very creative. Your creative energy, your spirit guides love to watch your creative energy as it unfolds into this earth, because every choice you make is is like something that you're creating. Like even if you're going into your kitchen and you're like, what am I going to cook for dinner? And then your spirit guides are watching you pull all these different ingredients out of the fridge and create something. And there's something so special about that. And there's something like about how divine the energy is that you bring to the world, even when you're just doing your everyday tasks, like washing the dishes or doing the washing. There's something about the way that you embody it. It's almost like your soul kind of knows like that I'm having a special, it's like you embody this energy of like making the everyday life look sacred. That's what your spirit guides think that you do. And you really do. And so there's something as well about the way that you're able to have gratitude. There's so much coming through for you, group 1. Who even are you? Okay. There's something about the way that you're able to have so much gratitude. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm tuning in. And it's like your spirit guides just love being in your energy field when you're feeling that gratitude for life. I mean, your spirit guides aren't saying like they're not going to be there for you when you're feeling grumpy and whatever else. But I'm just getting there's something about the way that your energy when you're in your heart space, that's what it is. Gratitude, aka being in your heart space. It's like it just radiates out of you so far around. It's so radiant and huge when you're in your heart space, and your spirit guides just love to watch it because to them it's as beautiful. It's as beautiful as like the northern lights sky, when all the lights are so beautiful in the sky and it looks like so magical and all of that. It's like to them, when you're in your heart space, that's the way that you look from spirit's perspective. It's just so magical. It's so beautiful. And the way that your energy field, it just moves out and it impacts the world around you. Like I'm seeing you, like say you live, it doesn't matter where you live, but I'm just seeing somebody, it's symbolic. Somebody's living in like a home, like in a suburbs. And it's like when they activate and they get into their heart space real big and they're feeling all their gratitude, and it's like, this explosion of light throughout the entire community, and then it ripples out throughout the entire globe. And this is what I'm saying, is like your energy field makes a difference. Your energy changes things. So when you're able to alchemize whatever it is that you're going through, those denser emotions or those challenges, those obstacles, those fears, whatever it is that keep you from being in your heart space, when you suddenly alchemize that and then you're in your heart space and you're like, here I am. And it's like, that is huge. Your spirit guides are just saying like, imagine, just the northern lights erupting, right? It's like, it's just so magical and beautiful. So there is something as well about your mission in life is to alchemize a lot. You're really an alchemizing soul. This is why you have a lot of energy available to you and you're very inspiring to other people. I'm also seeing that you change so quickly and other people feel like they can't keep up. It's like you seem to level up and level up and level up, and people are watching and they're like, how you're going so fast, So there's something about this, the pace that you go, but it's very inspiring. It's very inspiring because people feel like you're always sort of like onto something fresh. There's something about you that doesn't stay stagnant. And so your mission in life right now is to do with alchemy, and that's what your spirit guides want you to know. It's to do with alchemy and finding a balance in your life. Finding a balance in your life between what brings you joy and, the things that kind of have to get done. Like there's something about you really living a life of balance and finding that. Balancing between spiritual and practical, right? Those two things. Because I'm seeing maybe you're coming from a place of being more in one than the other. Like maybe you've always been more practical focused and then you're just opening up to spirit and being like, okay, there's a whole other world out here. Or maybe you've always been really spiritual and ungrounded and you have to do, I don't know, do the mundane, boring things and you're like, I don't want to have to do this stuff. So it's like there's something about you merging those parts of you though and coming into balance from whatever extreme that you've been in. And that's part of your mission in life. And that's something as well that your spirit guides are saying, be proud of yourself, because you've done this a lot in your life where you've been in some extreme and then you've managed to balance yourself out. You're really good at that. You're really good at being like, okay, I'm out of balance, so I need to go this way to be in balance again. And you're very intuitive about following that process, and it's very impressive. Justice as well. People feel like you deserve the success that you get. People feel like you deserve things, and that's a very interesting thing. Like, I don't know why that's coming through, but there's something about the way that you embody like natural law, like the choices that you make. Like if I make this choice, it's like something about you take responsibility for the choices that you make and your experience here on earth. And that is something that really, it lights people up, and it makes people thinking, you know, like, well, I wonder what results that I would get if I, you know, took that much responsibility. So this is what I mean. You plant seeds and you make people inspired. Even if you piss people off or you trigger them, it doesn't matter, because that you're still planting these seeds that their spirit guides are still working with. Like, you are a spirit guide friend. Like, you are a friend to the spirit guides. You're like a spirit guide incarnated onto the earth, because I'm just seeing wherever you go, other people's spirit guides are happy that you're there. I'm literally seeing this. Other people's spirit guides are happy when you're there, because when you're there, they're able to use your energy to get through to the person in a certain way, because you're so aligned. You know, you have a very strong aligned energy, I have to say. It's really powerful, and it's definitely like more potent than a lot of people's energies. And I think that's why it, you know, makes such a difference. It's like, it's definitely very potent. So yeah, you're definitely alchemizing things in this lifetime. And I'm seeing you getting to the point where you're 110%, I just heard 110% living from your heart space, 110% living from your heart space. Yeah. I also feel like people think that you're really independent, and there's something about your connection to spirit that makes you seem very independent or self-focused, or like you love yourself, and people find that very inspiring. And your spirit guides also want you to be proud of yourself for your self-love journey, for like the journey that you've literally been on to love yourself throughout your life, because it's made such a difference not only in your life but in other people's lives as well. And this is the theme that you have. It's like the more that you alchemize yourself, the more that you're alchemizing the entire world, the entire planet. And it doesn't matter. Your spirit guides want you to know. Your spirit guides want you to know it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have periods of time where it's really hard or it's really dark or whatever it is, because you're still making a difference. You're still on your mission path, you know, even if it doesn't get any recognition from the outside world, like certain things do in this world. It doesn't matter, because spirit is there recognizing you, and your spirit guides are there recognizing you, and they want to recognize you for the work that you've done that hasn't ever gotten any recognition. They want to recognize you for the work that you've put in, feeling your feelings and working through your trauma and acknowledging things that are really hard to acknowledge, and saying goodbye to people that do not serve you, and all of these choices that you have made in your life. And I'm getting like goosebumps right now, because they're saying all of it matters, and they see all of it, and they celebrate you for everything. They celebrate all of it, even if other people don't see it on this plane of existence. They see it from theirs, and they want you to know that it is seen. They want you to know that it is seen, that you are seen. You really are seen. And they want you to know, like, because I feel like you're the kind of person, like, you make the right choices. You really do what you feel is right, like from your heart. And I feel like sometimes that's not always easy, you know, that's not always easy. But they're saying that they see that integrity that you have, and that you should be so proud of yourself for that, because it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. So, okay, we're tuning in finally to see conclusion of your reading, spirit guides of pile number 1. What do you want them to know? They just want you to know that they love you so much. And that you're really lovable. They're like, how could we not love you? They're just saying, yeah, you're really not that hard to love. And there's something as well about you merging more. Okay, you merging more with your higher self. I'm seeing your higher self as like your true self. Okay, kind of like, you know, how when we incarnate onto the earth plane, it's like we can't bring all of our frequency with us, all of our soul's energy with us. It's like only a certain amount can be seen, you know. You can see it, but it's not fully there. Like, you know, how we're cut off from across the veil. It's like there's something that's cut off, right? But it's like I'm seeing you merging with that part, that that's cut off. It's like you're bridging, you're finding a way to open so that you're not cut off from that energy anymore. So you're not cut off from your powers, your skills, your abilities, your intuition, your psychic abilities, your higher self knowledge, your connection to the divine, your openness. Like, you're bringing into wholeness your soul's energy onto the earth, and you're pushing it out into the earth, and it's huge. It's a huge energy, and it's making a huge difference to alchemize the density of this earth and the other things that we're here to alchemize, right? As light workers, as light beings. It's like you are a light being, you're a spirit guide incarnate. And you're bringing more of your light in, you're bringing more of your light in, you're bringing more of your light in, you're bringing more of your soul in, you're bringing more of your soul in, and it's happening, it's working, it's really, really working, and that's what your spirit guides want you to know. Okay, group 1, that was your reading, and yeah, what a beautiful reading that your spirit guides had for you, and I'm sending you so much love in your path, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, so group 2, you chose the cat, independence, and healthy boundaries. So what do your spirit guides want you to know? They want you to know that you need to spend a little bit more time alone, or like have a little bit more boundaries with something so that you can be more connected in with your creative energy, your life force energy. There's something about maybe like you keep going to work on a project but you get interrupted, or someone else needs your time. It could just be that you have, you know, kids or something, so you're always having to kind of put their needs ahead of yours. But there's something about trying to like carve out some time for yourself in your life, whatever that looks like for you, that you can truly just be on your own and be alone. Because I'm seeing that your spirit guides really want to talk to you more and connect with you more, but there's something about like people kind of being in the way a little bit. And it's not in a negative sense. I'm not really feeling that so much as like, I'm feeling like these are good people in your life, but it's just that they always need you, or there's so many of them. Like you have a really big family, or you have a really busy workplace, and so you did not get a lot of time alone, or you don't have, or maybe like your boss is always messaging you on the weekends or something. There's something about it's like they keep on coming into your energy field when you need. It's not a bad thing, but it's like if you'd already had, say, an hour in the morning to yourself, then it might not be such an impact. But I'm seeing it draining you, basically. I'm seeing something about this constant, like, other people needing your energy constantly is draining you. So I'm seeing something about changing that, and it might look different for everyone. Like for some of you, it might be about starting to implement like a closed door policy where people can't just like come over all the time or something, or it could just be like wake up an hour earlier so that you can just be with yourself. Because yeah, there's something about that making a huge difference. Like if you give yourself more time to yourself, it's going to make a huge difference in your abilities to have energy, basically have life force. Like there's something about your life force being drained just by the pure fact of you not getting enough alone time or solitude. Yeah, okay. And so why are your spirit guides proud of you? Because we're going to like weave both sides together. What do they want you to know? Why are they proud? Well, they're proud. It's funny because they're proud of how much you operate from your heart space. Like you really are a little bit of the opposite of a cat, I would say. You might love cats, but I feel like you're not much of a cat. Because cats can be quite self-centered and hey, I love cats. I have a cat, but it's everything's on their terms, And so I feel like you're not really like that. You're not really like, look, everything's on my terms, right? I'll do it when I'm ready or whatever. I feel like you're kind of more, I keep seeing the energy of, okay, this is like the energy of your soul, and it's really beautiful. It's like your soul energy has an energy of like a home where you can always go into that home and there'll always be like some really nice like cooking or something that you smell, and there's something really homey, and there's like a fire going, and there's something about like your energy where it's like really homely. It's really people feel really at home in your energy. People feel really nurtured by your energy. People feel like they can come to you when other people have shut them out. Like there's something about your energy as like an open door. But Spirit's saying that like I feel like this can also make you feel a bit drained, like people constantly needing. Okay, so but I feel like there's a nuanced energy here, because that's something that your spirit guides are proud of you for. They're proud of you for being this being this person on this earth that has so much love to give, that has such a beautiful open heart, that is able to be that source of comfort and nurturance when so many people are not able to give that to others. So there's something about, okay, they're saying that your ability to give to others will actually expand if you take more time for yourself. You will have more life force energy to kind of give, because I'm seeing that you're not meant to be a cat. You're not meant to put up all these boundaries to the point where you're a cat. Like, that's not really the point of the message. The point of the message is that you're not a cat. You chose the cat card, but you're not a cat, and you're not meant to be one. So it's about, like, how can you be more giving so that it doesn't feel like it's draining you? And the way that you do that is by taking some time out for yourself in some way or another, and maybe having a conversation with someone close to you and being like, hey, I really need this right now. Is this, could you help me? Because I feel like the other thing your spirit guides want you to know is that people will be more supportive of you than you think. People want to help you. People want to support you, especially people like you, when you're so loving and you've given so much to so many people, and you always come at things from your heart space. So Spirit's saying, like, I feel like sometimes you feel like you can't ask for things, or that it's too, you don't want to be a burden on other people, but your spirit guides are saying, like, you are allowed to ask for things and be a burden. You're not a burden, but be a burden, right? It's like you're allowed to do that. That's what your spirit guides want you to know. You're allowed to do that, and that it's actually because there's something about, like, maybe you're judging yourself because you know how hard it is when someone is asked too much of someone else, right? So you're, like, really wary of, like, not asking too much from people. But I'm feeling like Spirit's saying, like, your spirit guides are saying you should just test it out a little bit. Test out asking for more or receiving more from people in your life, because that's the other thing that's going to help regulate your energy field a lot more, so that, again, you can be this kind of energy giver that you are. Like, you're destined. That's like your energy. That's your energy profile. So that's what you're going to be doing. Like, you're going to be giving out. You're meant to be kind of like this warm home that's really beautiful and inviting and loving. And you're meant to heal people. You're meant to be this healer. That's the other thing. You're meant to kind of be not selfish. Calling out all the cats out there. No. You're meant to kind of be not too selfish, and that's how you're already built. But it's like Spirit saying, doing things that will bring you back into balance. You might feel uncomfortable with it. You might feel like, I'm asking too much, I'm receiving too much. This person, they must be, going so much out of their way to help me. And Spirit's saying, no, they're not. It's not a big deal. It's just like when you yourself give to others and it feels really good for you to give. It's like you can let other people give to you. And I'm seeing this especially maybe about a couple of certain relationships in your life where it's like your spirit guides are advising you to, like, lean into them a little bit more. It might be, a partner, it might be a friend, it might be a colleague, it might be a boss. Like, there's something where there's more that can be offered here, and you can ask for more. And your spirit guides want you to know, and they want you to ask for more. They want you to be a little bit more selfish and a little bit more, like, willing to receive. Willing to receive. Yeah. Because I'm seeing you just being giving, and almost feeling a bit uncomfortable in the role of receiving. But it's like, I really feel like it's not too far away for you to just start to work on it tiny little bit, and it's going to make a huge progress. It's going to make a lot of change. That's what I'm getting. It's like working on it just a little bit, you're going to have a huge change. It's going to work for you really well. Okay, so what else do your spirit guides want you to know? Or why are they so proud of you? Okay, so they're so proud of you. They're so proud of you because you hold a purity in this earth. Like, yeah, you really hold this purity in this earth that's really healing. I'm feeling like you're really coming through as the archetype of the healer. I feel like your energy heals the world, and your spirit guides want you to know that your energy heals the world. And what an important role that you have, because I feel like even sometimes the people in your life feel like they don't know how to thank you enough because of how deeply you mean to them, and like how much that kind of like breaks their heart to think about like how much they love you. Like, it almost hurts people to think about how much they love you because of how pure you are and how special you are and how easy it is for you like people to love you. It's like they love you so wholly and so fully that they even feel like they might even not acknowledge it very much, because, and this is an interesting energy. Like, there's something about the depth of it. They don't know how to acknowledge. They don't know how to acknowledge how deeply it is that they love you or care for you, or how deeply it is that they're grateful for you. And your spirit guides want you to know that just because certain people might not know how to express that doesn't mean that bond isn't there. And so I'm seeing that maybe if you let yourself be more vulnerable, people will feel more able to express to you like how much you mean to them. Maybe it's about letting people in, letting someone in or letting people in. There might be a fear here. Like, I feel like, okay, we're getting deep, you guys. It's happening already. I feel like part of this overgiving that you do might actually come from a place of being uncomfortable with receiving and therefore pushing the receiving role away from yourself, right? So there might be some kind of subconscious thing going on where you're actually pushing away the ability to receive, and your spirit guides want you to know that. And basically it just takes a little change in your awareness. It's not like you're going to have to battle this out for the next like 10 years. How do I learn how to receive? Oh my gosh, it's so hard. No, I'm feeling like it's just a little twist, a little shift, and then whoa, my relationships got better, this thing got better, all these things are going to get better for you. Because really the cat, right, this energy is coming out, is like really relational. Like, I'm feeling like your reading has been totally about relationships, and also your role in the world is very relational because you're a healer. And I feel like healers tend to relate. You know, you tend to relate to someone's story that they've healed from something, and that gives you hope you can heal. Like, there's a lot of different aspects. Like, I feel like you honor this archetype of the healer so deeply. So there's something about a subconscious fear of receiving that keeps you from being completely, what's the word? Merged with someone. There's something about you in this lifetime, you're going to be getting over, like, part of your mission, your spirit guides want you to know, is getting over any fear of intimacy or vulnerability. And you're going to have very deep relationships with everyone. That's your mission. Your mission is to have deep healing relationships where you and the other are healed through your relationships, friends, family, children, everything, your love, life, everything, healing, deep merging, soul merging. Yeah, the energy of union's coming through. Okay, so the other thing that I'm getting is like, your spirit guides want you to know that your relationships are changing. Something about a dynamic that you used to do in relationships is not going to work for you anymore. You've outgrown it. And that is that overgiving to the point where, you know, to the point where you're so drained. It's like that role, that kind of role that you've played that comes from some kind of deeper thing where you're kind of pushing away receiving. It's actually falling apart. That's what your spirit guides want you to know. It's already falling apart for you. You're not even having to do anything. Like, this, the awareness of this is important and it's going to help you, but it's already happening. You've already kind of overcome something, and there's something changing where it's like the old way of being, you're just not going to be able to do it anymore. Sometimes the way that things change in life is that we just outgrow an energy, or we outgrow a coping mechanism. I feel like this has been a coping mechanism for you that you've outgrown, and you don't need it anymore, and you don't feel safe in that role anymore. Because I'm seeing maybe in the past you were surrounded by a lot of toxic people, a lot of people who were really cruel or really mean, and maybe this was your family and life growing up, or some kind of, even just the earth, man, like the earth. Like, think about all the kind of souls that you've met in your lifetime. Like, you'll meet a lot of different ones, right? Anyway, it's even just like your soul essence on the earth and how pure you are compared to how the earth is right now. It's like that in itself is traumatic, okay? And so it's like, yeah, I feel like there's been this coping mechanism where you try to like push people away through giving, through being like, I'll just give to you. I'll just be always in the role of giving and giving and giving. And that's kind of kept people at arm's length, because receiving can be very vulnerable as well, you know? So there's something about this way of being. It's like you've changed the people in your life. You've changed, and that's what I was feeling at the beginning. It's like, I'm not feeling toxic people in your life, but it's like you've changed the people in your life. You've changed them to the point where you're like, you know what? I don't need to keep them at arm's length anymore. I don't need to hold people away from me. I don't need to protect myself. And there's some kind of like subconscious clicking that's happened where you're like, it clicks into place where you're like, oh, I can actually let people in. I can actually let myself receive. So this is what's going on in your energy field right now. It's this beautiful alchemy where you're letting go of kind of keeping people at arm's length. Subconsciously, not consciously. I feel like you're a super loving person consciously, and this might be something that's been like in your heart for a long time, and you've been like, how do I deal with this? Like, there's something that's been you've felt it in your heart. You felt this thing in your heart where you're like, I know there's something there that is keeping me from letting something in or letting this opportunity in. Okay, and also side message for somebody, if you've just met someone and you're like scared to give them a chance, or if that's coming up in your future and you remember this reading, Spirit's saying to give them a chance. Spirit's saying to let them in. Spirit's saying to give love a chance, okay? That's for some of you. So group 2, I feel like people love you so much. This is what your spirit guides want you to know, because I just felt so much love coming over me when I was thinking about you, and I don't even know you. I don't even know who you are, but I just felt so much love for you, and I was tuning into my energy field, and I feel like this is so many people around you love you, including Spirit, and like Spirit, of course, and your Spirit team as well. But your Spirit team seem to really want to be pointing out the people in your life who love you, the actual people in your life who love you. Yeah. Because you're actually surrounded by really loving people. Maybe there's one person in particular who I'm seeing like, let them in. That's what I'm getting. It's like, let them in. Let them in. Yeah, okay, so it's almost like I'm getting that. Remember how I was getting the image of the house, this beautiful house that has an open door policy, come in anytime, I'll always be here for you. Like there's always comfort for you here. It's kind of like that energy as well was something of, it's like having more boundaries will actually make you seem like you have less boundaries, okay? It's something like this where it's like upside down, topsy-turvy, like crisscrossed. It's like, okay, you think that having no boundaries with anyone and being like, everyone's welcome whenever you want, you know, you might think that that's actually keeping you in that energy, but it's like having more boundaries will actually open you up more. Having more boundaries will actually deepen your connections. Having more boundaries will actually mean people feel like you're a safer person to come to, because there's something about having zero boundaries where it's like sometimes the wrong people also take advantage of that as well. It's kind of what I'm getting, but I'm getting something really different. It's something really interesting where it's like counterintuitive. Like if I put up more boundaries, won't people feel like I'm less available to them? It's like, no, for some reason people will feel like you're more available to them. Okay, so this is really interesting. Okay, so I'm also getting the message that something is growing in your life in a beautiful way, and Spirit wants you to know that this is growing. Something's growing. Something that you're working on is growing. Okay, even if you can't see that it's growing, something you're working on is growing, or an idea that you've just been thinking about. It might not be in physical form yet. It's happening. Yeah, it's really, really positive for you, group 2. And I'm just getting as well to like sit back and relax, okay? Your spirit guides feel like they want you to know that they want you to know that you're allowed to like rest more, and like everything that you do doesn't have to be productive. And I'm just getting this message of like they want you to love yourself the way that they love you, where they would celebrate you taking the afternoon off and enjoying yourself, rather than you might be like really hard on yourself and be like, oh, but I haven't done this thing. There's something about you considering too much the way that other people will see you, or the way that other people will respond to you, because you always think that it will be negative. And I think this comes from just life experience on earth. But there's something about sometimes we can project on that human kind of stuff to our spirit guides and to Spirit. And so Spirit's saying like, Spirit does not judge you. Your spirit guides want you to know that they do not judge you. Even if you are judging yourself and you think, oh, this must be what Spirit thinks. No, it's not. It's very different. And that's sort of what Spirit wants you to know, is like any kind of judgment that comes from this earth realm is not applicable when you're looking at yourself from spirit realm. And so there's something about like, you are going to be like, what is growing in your life as well is like some sense of love for yourself, and some sense of wanting to wanting to love yourself the same way Spirit loves you. And that's what's coming in. That's this energy is really happening for you. Like I'm seeing growth around this cat. You see the vines? Like I'm just seeing all this growth happening in your life, all this change, and it's happening from the subconscious. It's happening from a place where you don't have to control it or worry about it, because it's already happening. Like, you're already manifesting things. Even if you're not consciously sitting down and scripting and doing all this strict kind of manifestation work, you're still manifesting, okay? So Spirit's saying you're manifesting really beautiful things, and you're growing. You're manifesting growth. You're manifesting more love. You're manifesting a connection with Spirit where you love yourself the way Spirit loves you. You can truly love yourself in that way, and that will allow you to be so gentle with yourself, so soft with yourself, so giving to yourself, so enjoying of yourself. yeah, so Spirit's saying rest and relax, just like cats do. Cats sleep so much. You know, you might need to just take a little bit more time to rest and stop worrying about being productive and just start worrying more about how it makes you feel. How do you feel? You know, it's like Spirit saying maybe like let go of, it's like Spirit saying make a sacrifice based on how it feels, and you're allowed to do that more. Like say you could, at the end of the day, like, I don't know, it's a really long day, and you could either do some dishes or cleaning, or you could do something that you really feel like recharges your battery, right? It's like, let something go dirty and just recharge. Like that's what Spirit's saying. It's like kind of like you have to kind of sometimes just sacrifice something that you would ideally not sacrifice, but put yourself first, put your feelings first. Just like the way that you would for like, you know, someone that you love dearly, you would want them to be happy, and you would care about how they feel. Like I feel like there's something about you learning to care more about how it makes you feel, and not just doing something because I have to do it. It doesn't matter if I feel okay, I just have to show up, I have to push, I have to force. It's like you're not able to do that anymore. Something in your energy field's changed where it's like you love yourself, you care about how you feel. You're like, you know what, I'm not gonna like push myself into this, you know, like box and force it. I'm not going to force this anymore. You're learning to not force things and kind of let things manifest for you. And let me tell you, it's going to be way more powerful than anything you tried to force to make happen. Like it really is. So there's something about you growing and manifesting things that are completely outside of your control. Like you're really not manifesting it from like a force. Like I'm going to make this happen. I'm just never going to give up until it happens. It's like, it's happening for you, it's happening to you, it's happening in such a gentle and loving way, and your spirit guides cannot wait to see your face and your reaction as you manifest all of these beautiful things. And as I'm really seeing just things in your life becoming a lot less harsh and becoming a lot more loving. Okay, group 2, I'm sending you so much love in your path, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye. Okay, so group number 3, straight away I feel like your spirit guides are proud of you. They want to talk about why they're proud of you first, okay? And this is what they want you to know as well. They want you to know that they are proud of you because of your discernment, because you've been trusting in your intuition more. You've been trusting in the non-physical. You've been trusting in what you feel versus what you see. And it's like you've been feeling like something's coming in, or you've been feeling like something's going really well. And then you're like, yes, I trust this. This is true. And you're actually letting that in. And that is building so much momentum in your life. I'm seeing like it's building up so much energy for you that you're letting this energy in. You're letting in the truth. You're letting in the truth I'm getting. Even if there's no evidence for it. And that's the part that's really important, is because you're trusting in your own ability to navigate and discern and detect things that you can't usually see. Like, okay, I'm getting the most hilarious image. I'm getting the image of like, you know, how you can get those metal detector things, and they sense for metal, and people use them at like beaches and stuff to see if there's any like gold or coins or something. I've never seen someone use them, but I know what they look like. Anyway, I'm being shown that. And I'm being shown like you are like this metal detector, and you're able to just detect things that are hidden, that are buried, and you're able to detect them and see them through your prescience, through your vision, through your intuition. And this is such a superpower, and Spirit's saying the more that you like go with it and go with it and go with it, the better and better and better that this superpower will become for you. The other thing that I'm getting is that you've overcome something recently. I'm just going to tune in really deeply. I'm feeling your energy, and it's like recently you've had to overcome something really deep. Like you've had to overcome something. What have you had to overcome? You've had to overcome like maybe realizing that someone wasn't who they thought that wasn't who you thought that they were. Yeah, you've had to overcome like but you trusted in yourself. Like, okay, so you've had some kind of victory recently, your spirit guides are saying, where you trusted in your discernment and you made some kind of action, or you realized that, okay, it's about realizing that certain people are against you. This is what I just saw 222 on the recording. That is crazy. Realizing that certain people are against you, and how this took you a long time to realize, because you don't go against other people. You're not the kind of person who's trying to like bring people down or you know, destroy their life. But it's like people have tried to come at you in your life, like I see that this is very much connected to your mission, is like you have had people come in and try to get you to ignore your intuition, like gaslight you, try to get you to not trust yourself, try to get you to think that you're crazy, try to get you to go back on a decision that you made and doubt yourself. Like this energy has come at you so hardcore, and your spirit guides want you to know that, because you have been like this battling priestess where you're like, I will not I will not give up. Like you have, I'm seeing this might have been in your family, this might have been in your love relationships. Like I'm seeing you've really attracted people in, and it's not your fault. Like your guides want you to know it's not your fault. It's something to do with your mission. It's like something to do with the way that earth works, with duality and like things coming against other things and the resistance. It's like when you have such a strong intention of being a high priestess or a high priest in this life, of working with the hidden realms, of working in this unseen. It's like kind of like a form of initiation, I guess is what I'm getting. It's kind of like a form of initiation, what you've been through. And on some level, it's like your soul was on board for it, because your soul knew that it would make you so strong to go through it. And it's like the energies have come against you, and they've specifically against your intuition though. I'm getting specifically the energy of gaslighting, of you knowing someone's lying to you and you call them out and they somehow try to emotionally manipulate you into believing them again. It's like that kind of energy, working with those kinds of deceptive, sneaky people who will gaslight you and lie and lie and lie. And it's like they seem to have come into your life like specifically to target you because you are so intuitive. It's very, very interesting. It's very, very interesting. And people would think, like, well, someone like you, pile 3, you know, you would never get fooled by anyone, right? Because you're so discerning, you're so intuitive, and you're so gifted. But it's like there's something about like some kind of lessons, like I don't know if lessons is even the right word, but it's like things have come against you and you've defeated them. And that's what spirit wants you to know, is like, yes, energies, people, situations have tried to come against you, but you have defeated it. You have come out as a high priestess where you still have your intuition intact. And it's like these people who've come against you, like they've tried to destroy you. And I'm not even exaggerating. Like this is a lot of energy that's come at you because of your power and your energy. So your spirit guides want you to know that there's like something about the energy now where you're able to, you've overcome those people. You've overcome those people that were planted in your path, and you've overcome them through your discernment, through your intuition, through choosing your intuition over their lies. It's like the choice with those people is you believe their lies or you listen to your intuition, and it's only one or the other. Okay, so it's like you chose your intuition, and now it's like you're in such a different place and such a different space. And I'm hearing, now let the magic begin. Now let the magic begin. Like there's something about you had to battle you've had to battle certain energies to like climb up to your castle, and now you're in your castle, and now it's like let the games begin, let the fun begin, let the magic begin. You know, I'm getting a really positive energy from you. It's like, okay, and it could also be like finally you get to manifest something. Like for example, because this card is number 2, it's like finally now you get to have a loving relationship, or a friend who really is loyal to you and isn't going to betray you or something, you know, or a family of your own where it's healing instead of toxic. It's like this kind of energy. It's like now you've overcome certain things, and you get to have it now. You get to have the thing you were fighting for. It's like the fight is over. And your guides want you to remind you that the fight is over, okay? Because you might feel like you're just used to fighting and fighting and fighting and things being hard and pushing and fighting and fighting. And Spirit's like, you know what? The fight's over now. So you can just enjoy things. Like, obviously, I'm not saying like let your guard down and let everyone into your beautiful castle that you've created and fought for. But there is some kind of a message of like peacefulness, because the High Priestess is very silent, very peaceful, very meditative, contemplative, and I'm seeing peacefulness around you. Like I'm seeing a sanctuary. I'm seeing, it's like I keep getting the image of like a castle, and you had to like go on this journey to come home to yourself, because the castle represents home within yourself, within your energy. It's like you've had to go on this epic journey and defeat all of these challenges just to come home to yourself. Yeah, but now that you're home, Spirit's like, feel that you're home. Feel that, right? That's what your guides want you to know, because I'm seeing an echo. It's almost like you're tormented or tortured by your past sometimes. An echo of all of the things that have come against you, all of the things you've suffered. It's like an echo where you're it's like memories echoing in your mind, where you're feeling like, you're feeling like, is this next person that I meet going to be the same? Is this relationship going to turn out the same? So there's echoes that are kind of haunting you, but Spirit's saying it's like, you're healing now, you're overcoming that. Like, there's certain things that just take time to process, and that's something that your spirit guides want you to know, is that you're subconsciously processing things still, but that the battle is over, but you're still subconsciously processing things, and that's okay. It's okay to still be processing things. That doesn't mean that you still have to fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference. It's like, yeah, you're processing. And you might have had a lot of dreams recently as well. You might have had a lot of dreams. You might have had a lot of kind of like things playing out in your dreams that help you process things in your life, or choices that you've made, different things like that. And I'm just seeing a lot of work being done in the non-physical. And definitely, like, you might feel like as you're processing things, you might need more time alone. You might need more sleep. You might need more like whatever brings you connection. Like walking in nature for me is like instant connection to spirit. You know, it always makes me feel better. So it's sort of like doing things that always make you feel better. You need that. Yeah, but there's just so much going on. And okay, so the other thing that I'm getting is like your energy levels might have been all over the place. They might have been really high, they might have been really low, you might have been flip-flopping up and down. But I'm getting a large part of that is actually because of the processing that you've been doing emotionally and subconsciously. So what I'm getting is like, you've been processing something really big subconsciously, like all the battles that you've had to go through, right? You've been processing that, and that's been taking up so much more of your time, your energy field than you realize, like so much more of your life force energy, I should say. It's been taking up so much more of your life force energy than you even realize. And because of that, you might have been extra tired or fatigued or less inspired, or you need more sleep or anything like that. But what I'm getting is that, interesting, if you heard that doorbell. Yeah, okay, let's just tune in. Okay, yeah, but what I'm getting is like that your energy, because it was it's been lower, it might have been lower because you've been processing things. That takes a lot of energy. Like seriously, it takes more energy than you realize when you're going through something, when you have grief, when you're processing a betrayal or a really traumatic thing, or like a whole lifetime of stuff. Yeah, it definitely takes time. So, but what I'm getting is like when your energy is up again, that's a sign of what's to come. That's a sign of what you're moving towards, is like your energy being like that all of the time. All of the time. Like really, I really feel that. There's something in the energy field right now of the earth. Things are changing, seriously. And so yes, for you, it's like the change is that your energy levels are coming back. And you're not going to have to spend so much subconscious energy processing things that you're like, I really, there's something about it. It's like you've been felt a bit held back by it. You felt a bit like, it's been so long dealing with the same theme or dealing with the same challenge. And that's the other reason why your spirit guides want you to know that it's over. Like, because you're still processing it subconsciously, yes, but it's still different, right? It's still a lot different than when you're literally in the thick of the battle. Processing the battle later is better than being in the thick of it. And your spirit guides want to remind you of that. You're in a better position now. And there is a fear. There's a fear in you of like, it's going to come back. The bad thing's going to happen again. I'm not safe, that kind of thing. Okay, so a lot of your healing right now is like just learning how to be safe again, feel safe again. And that's part of coming home to yourself, Okay, so group number 3, I'm actually back on a new day, and I know this is crazy, but you're actually going to get half of your reading done on a different day. So here we are. And okay, what I'm getting now, because I wanted to kind of pick up on with the new energy, to kind of give it something extra instead of continuing the same reading. It's like, I feel like you're so magical, and I feel like this is the energy that's coming through, is like, you are so magical. And I'm feeling like your spirit guides want you to know that you're going to be coming more and more and more into this sense of your own magic, and into this sense of feeling the magic around you in the world, like feeling so much more connected into the world, the magic of the world. Like, I don't know, I'm seeing you like walking through a forest and feeling like this forest is like a fairy tale. This forest is a magical place. This forest is something so special. And it's like you kind of getting that sense of magic from the everyday life, from the everyday things that become so much more magical when we're in that frequency, you know? It's like, you know, they say it's like not what you do, but it's the frequency you do it with, you know? I mean, it's that kind of idea. It's like you might be doing something very basic, but it's the frequency that you're on. You're on this frequency, so it makes it the most interesting, you know, paragraph you've ever read or something, right? So there's some kind of energy where it's like you're channeling this magical energy, you're channeling this frequency, and it's going to make your whole life feel like a fairy tale. It's going to feel like everything looks extra beautiful, everything looks extra magical, and you're seeing, like you might be seeing faces in trees or in clouds, or, you know, seeing kind of like some extra dimension to this third dimensional reality, some extra essence around you that gives you that spark of life where you're like, yes, life is magical, earth is magical. So I'm seeing you connecting in more, being way more connected into spirit. And this could be like I'm seeing you being in nature more, and that could be what you're doing, or it might just be you're connecting in with like your energy field is just way more connected. But I'm seeing nature around you. I'm seeing like, again, a fairy tale forest. I'm feeling like you're going to be more in touch with like mystical beings. You might resonate with group 1 as well, but I'm seeing something about mystical beings like fairies for you, more flying mystical beings. Like I'm seeing fairies, butterflies, like something about the flight, the wings. I think it's mainly fairies. There's something earth fairies are coming through for you. So it's like every little thing that you see has some kind of magic to it. Like the leaves on the trees are glistening, and there's magic there. You're seeing orbs, and maybe it is your clairvoyance actually as well, kind of taking off, where you're actually seeing things that you haven't always seen. Okay. You know, and the reason as well is like I'm seeing you having a lot more fun. Your spirit guides want you to know you're going to have a lot more fun. You're going to be having a lot more fun coming up. You're going to be feeling a lot more like in the flow of life, in flow state, having fun, and bringing that inspirational energy to, you know, just creation. Like I'm seeing you just being like in that thrill of life, like life is your playground, and you're, you know, making a mandala out of like flower petals and leaves, and you're just enjoying and embracing life, or doing some kind of rituals to bring in that connection to spirit. Like I'm seeing maybe your spiritual practice really enhancing whatever you do, practice like rituals or magic, or you practice meditation or chanting, or whatever it is for you. It's like that is going to deepen for you, that connection, that way that you use to connect to spirit is going to be deepening very much. Very much. So yeah, I'm just getting your guides want you to know that there's magic coming in. If you felt like, where's the magic? It's coming in. So much magic coming in for you. Your whole life, like alight with magic around you. And you might be, as I'm seeing, it's also really a good time for you to do any kind of spell work. If you do spell work. If you don't, then it's a good time to start. And the spell work can just be lighting a candle and writing intentions on the new moon, right? It can be anything you make it, but I'm feeling like doing some kind of ritualized connection where it's like, this is my intentions, or I'm releasing this thing, or I'm calling this in, whatever it is for you. Like this is a really good time because you are like really in a magical phase. I do feel like your connection to like your clairvoyance especially is being highlighted to me, especially your clairvoyance. So something to do with your ability to actually see spirit, like actually see it. And it could be, it's going to be different for everyone, but for a lot of you, I'm feeling like seeing orbs or seeing faces in trees or faces in cliffs, you know, seeing the spirit of things, like seeing, maybe it's like connecting and feeling the spirit of water or the spirit of fire or the spirit of air when it wishes around you, and feeling connected to those different elements. Yeah, the elementals, the fairies, are so strong for you. Oh my gosh, if you live in Scotland, this is even stronger. I just saw a huge image of Scotland. It gave me a huge... If you live in Scotland, like, you are so connected to the fairies. I'm seeing huge portals there. Oh my gosh, I want to go now. And even if you're in the UK, like, I'm seeing some huge portals energy right there today. Okay, but I mean, right now I'm seeing at this period of time when I'm filming this video. Okay, I don't know why that's coming through, but it seems like for all of you, you're connected into some kind of really deep magic. Like, maybe I'm seeing you going to a specific place in the world near where you live, or driving maybe a road trip not too far away. Spirit's saying go somewhere because there's some kind of a portal you're going to be guided to. Like, go on a road trip, or just say go for a hike, or go to the beach, or something about connecting with nature. Spirit's saying do it. Connect with nature. Just set the intention to be like, okay, I'm going to connect with nature like this weekend, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to go to this place, and Spirit will support you to do it. But what I'm seeing is important that you do it because there's some kind of energy that's available to you right now, and it's like you kind of need to put yourself in the energy field to receive it, because of this density, you know, where we live. Even if you live in the middle of nowhere and there's no Wi-Fi and there's no whatever else, it's like even just the density of like kind of where you live, like there's something about you need to get somewhere that's new, or that's fresh, or that's blank slate, because there is where you're going to be most receptive to this energy, this portal, this download that you're receiving. And you don't have to know that it's happening. You just have to go and just be like, okay, I'm here to receive, and go for your hike, or sit down and meditate, or do something like, you know, go for a swim, like. But there's some kind of portal that's opening for you, and it's changing things for you, like hugely in terms of your psychic gifts. But there's something in your environment that might be blocking this from coming in properly. So I'm seeing dedicate a time, like a morning, an afternoon, to go into nature, either alone or with someone you really deeply trust. And then receive it, like set the intention, I'm going to receive this. Because, man, this is some powerful gifts that I'm seeing coming online for you. This is some powerful clairvoyance. Even, it could be, if you feel like I'm not that clairvoyant, I don't think I resonate with that. It could just be through another Claire, like claircognizant, clairsentient, because I'm seeing you like being in water and like feeling the spirit of the water, like feeling that. And for some of you, you'll visually see it through colors and rainbow and things like that. But for others of you, it will be, you feel it, you know it's there, you know? Or you hear like singing, you know, in your clairaudience. I don't know, there's something so magical about you, group 3, like really, really, really magical. So yeah, there's some kind of portal. I'm seeing some kind of magic portal that's opening, and it's going to connect you more into the elementals as well. The elementals, the elements, the spirits of the elements that live on the earth, and the fairies, the fae as well. The fairies especially though, I feel like you have some connection to fairies already, and it's really beautiful. I feel like some of you have even been fairies in another lifetime. See, I feel like there's something about the magic that's changing for you, like getting in touch. It's like that energy of like getting in touch with the lifetime where you're a fairy and where things are totally different, and bringing that wisdom into your current life on earth. Like, I feel like that's kind of this energy that I'm getting from the High Priestess. It's like you being this High Priestess, meaning that you're in touch with all of these different elements of yourself, all of these different elements of life. Literally the elements. I keep seeing them and saying them: water, air, fire, earth, like being in touch with that. Pulling that through, pulling that magical energy through into this earth, and piercing through those fields of disbelief. Yeah, so spirit guides of group 3, what do you want them to know? How magical you are, how amazing you are, it's a really potent time for you when you're receiving this message. it's a timeless reading, but when you're receiving this message, there's something about your energy field that's changing, and you're going to be receiving more light. You're going to be receiving more love. You're going to be receiving more life force energy. You're going to be having a glow up in your spiritual energy and your gifts, and your spirit guides want you to take yourself to some place in nature alone. It doesn't have to be for very long, but just to be like, plant yourself there and be like, okay, I'm receiving, and then leave, and that's it. And it doesn't have to be a big deal, but it's going to be powerful, group 3. I'm seeing wings. I'm seeing you being given wings. Okay, being given wings to fly. So it's like you were once a land-dwelling being. Now you're going to be both a land-dwelling being and a air-dwelling being. You're going to be able to fly. And that is so symbolic of being able to explore the astral, explore the interdimensions. Like, you're going to be able to explore those so much more. You're not going to be so land-bound anymore. Yeah, you're getting your wings. You're getting your wings. That's what I'm seeing. You're getting your wings, and you're going to be able to fly. Okay, group 3, that's your reading. I'm sending you so much love on your path, and take really good care, and I'll see you in another video, okay? Bye. Okay, so group 4, you chose the owl with deception and wisdom. So for your group, I feel like there is some kind of energy in your throat chakra where you're not able to really fully express yourself around someone that you're around, or a group, or in a certain space, or at a workplace or something. And I'm feeling this in your throat chakra. I'm feeling like it might be causing some issues with your energy field, just because I'm feeling a lot that you have to hold back. And I'm not saying that it's wrong for you to hold back. I feel like it's necessary for you to hold back because you kind of have to be, okay, this is the way that it's coming through. It's like, you know the truth about something, but the person you're with isn't ready to hear that truth. They are still living in the deception, and when you're around them, you kind of have to collude a little bit with this deception that they have, because you kind of can't tell them the truth. I'm seeing that. It's like you're having to hold back. You're having to hold back on saying things, and it's not wrong. It's actually the right thing to do, your spirit guides are saying. But it's having a toll. It's taking a toll on you. It's taking a bit of a toll on your throat chakra, your channel, your connection to spirit, and your channel of life force energy. It's a little bit like strangled a little bit. So because I'm seeing this not being, this sense of like, you're not on my level. There's a sense with the owl, it's like you have so much wisdom, and there's some kind of environment that you're in, or a person where it's like they kind of can't see this wisdom. It's complicated though. That's what I'm getting. It's complicated because it's a situation where it's like you can't do someone else's work for them. They have to wake up to things themselves. They have to have that consciousness shift within themselves and see the truth and be willing to see the truth. Because I'm seeing right now, this person is not willing to see the truth, or they're not ready to. They're not able to for some reason, or maybe they never will as well. So maybe you have a sense of waiting, like you might be waiting because you really want them to see the truth, or I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of you like holding space and kind of like waiting to see what happens. Okay. However, I'm getting that there's something about you changing the way that you're attracting things now. Like you're going to be changing the way that you're attracting people to you, so that you don't feel like you keep attracting people to you who aren't on your level. This is energy. I'm getting you this, you're this owl energy, and it's like you keep attracting people who you can't really fully express yourself around. You can't really fully tell the truth to. And I'm getting as well that this is probably something that you've experienced quite a lot. Like, I feel like this might have been the theme for you in your life, where you've often just had to hold space for people, and you've kind of been the wisest, oldest soul in the room. Kind of in every single time, you're the wisest one there, you're the oldest soul there. And so you're kind of holding space for people a lot. And I'm just seeing there's something about this energy, you're outgrowing it. That's what Spirit wants you to know. You're outgrowing this energy of that being, like you even being able to do that anymore. Like holding your tongue or holding back on your expression. I'm seeing you changing and just wanting to be able to be free, like wanting to be able to just express yourself and have that resonance and have that clarity of when you're around like-minded people and that magic. So I'm not seeing like, there's something about you're changing. You're outgrowing an old way of being where you've often just been this wise one and you've held space for people and you've been their counsel and you've downloaded things for people and you've offered them clarity and you've changed their lives. Like I'm seeing you really taking on this role. Well, it's not that you've taken it on. It's more like your soul level energy is so wise that you would naturally find yourself in kind of like a teaching role, I would say. Some kind of a teacher, leader, spiritual guide, spiritual mentor. You really just offer this to people no matter who they are, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, you're doing this. You're mentoring, you're teaching, you're holding space, you're guiding people. But now I'm seeing it's like you're actually needing people on your level. Yeah. You're needing people on your level who you don't have to kind of hold back on. You don't have to hold back so much and censor and be careful. And yeah, because I'm just seeing it being tiring. And it's like, I feel like maybe you're not even conscious fully of this yet, or it's coming into your awareness now of like, I'm getting a little bit fatigued of always having to, hold my tongue about this thing. Or maybe it's also like needing to be around people who appreciate your wisdom as well. Like who really appreciate the wisdom. Because, oh my gosh, my partner was telling me the other day about how there was this doctor ages ago who discovered that you need to like wash your hands before you do surgeries and stuff because it was causing a lot of illness. And apparently at the time everyone thought that he was crazy. And was like, we don't have to wash our hands. What are you talking about? And they like took away his medical license and like, he had a really tough life because he was willing to see the truth and tell the truth about this. Anyway, and then it was discovered like however long, decades later, and they were like, oh, this dude was right after all. Whoops. So I'm kind of seeing this energy of like, gosh, yeah, you see the truth before people are willing to see it as well, or they might react in a way where, yeah, and so you're gosh, it's like you've had to be tiptoeing around certain things, tiptoeing around certain topics. Can't talk about that. We can't talk about that. We can't, and it's like so much mental energy, and I feel like your spirit guides are just like showing you, and they're like, hey, I think you've outgrown this now. And the reason as well is because your heart chakra is changing. Your heart chakra has become a lot stronger is what I'm being shown. And so you're actually going to be attracting in people, places, situations and things where you feel a lot more free around them. You feel like you can actually express yourself and open up, and there's going to be a lot of changing and some kind of alchemy has happened. And I think it's also the alchemy that you've done in your heart around revealing deception, because you've done a lot of emotional integration to do with themes of deception. And I'm just seeing that you really see things other people don't. You really see through so much of these veils in the world, or you see through like someone's partner, or you see through, you see through things that other people just go along with. And I feel like this has caused you sometimes to feel like it's a bit of a burden, or it's a bit of a, I don't know, it's alienating, isolating to be this way. What is that? Where did that come from? I don't understand what happened. Okay, so yeah, but Spirit's saying it's not going to be like that anymore. It's really not. There's something that's changing where, because your soul is kind of outgrowing this energy, it seems like for a while it was okay for you to be in this like teaching role and to kind of be the smartest, the wisest, the most advanced soul in the room. That was kind of okay for a while, but it's like your soul is actually ready for a different experience where It's time to elevate more into like unity, where there's other people around you who you resonate with and who you can bounce energy off of, back and forth, because I'm seeing that's kind of the way that you're designed, is like you need a little bit more of that back and forth, instead of kind of just, because a teacher is always a student as well. And it's not that you don't learn from everything, because I'm seeing that you do, but I'm seeing that you're really going to meet people on your level. That's what's coming in for you. That's what you're manifesting, and that's what Spirit wants you to know. Because Spirit wants you to know that you're not going to have to kind of like hold back your energy forever. You're going to actually, because your heart chakra energy is changing from the inside, this is going to reflect outside of you in your environment changing. So I'm seeing a total shift in your environment. Maybe you're moving, but I'm seeing the way that you attract in experiences is going to change. So even just going about some of your daily routine, that will start to change. That will start to feel different. You're going to start to have different experiences, different encounters with strangers, different encounters with the person selling your groceries. It's going to become a lot more harmonious, loving, on that unity frequency. And it's going to surprise you. It's going to surprise you because you've had to deal with a lot of challenges in terms of the relational space. I'm seeing lots of relationships ending, or lots of realizing deception, or clashes, energy clashes. Yeah, so I'm feeling like you're kind of used to the energy kind of clashing, and now I'm seeing a harmonization happening, a huge harmonization happening. And I feel like you're going to feel kind of like you're coming out of the dark a bit, like even though owls see through the dark, I'm seeing there's some kind of theme of things lightening up. Maybe the owl has been with you recently as a spirit guide. That could be for a lot of you. You're going to find yourself in every kind of way, in your personal life, in your personal relationships, in your public life, in your work life, where you don't have to censor yourself. You don't have to hold back what you truly think or what you truly see. You don't have to feel uncomfortable about all of the things that you've left unsaid or that weren't understood. Like there's some kind of relational healing that's happening, and it's happening from the inside out. It's happening from your heart chakra first, where your heart chakra is changing, and that's changing the way that you're magnetizing energy to you. Yeah. Okay. The third eye is coming through as well. You have such a strong third eye, and I'm seeing this theme again of like alienation, isolation. It's like wanting to hold yourself away from the world because you see things that other people don't see. Feeling really separate. But Spirit's also saying that there are more people who see things the way that you see it. There's something about like you've had to change the way that something had to change within you for you to meet these people. Like the timing as well, because I'm seeing there's something perfect about you being around people. Like you were positioned where you needed to be positioned for your role, for your energy to be used in the right kind of way. But it's like you outgrew something. I'm seeing you outgrowing, your energy is expanding. And I'm seeing that you're going to get a lot more satisfaction through your role as this owl. Your role as owl, as wise one. Wise one, I would say, is your role on earth, like guide, teacher, mentor, showing people the way, having the wisdom, already knowing the answer, already seeing through the deception, not even having to learn the lesson of the deception. That's the point that I feel like you're at. It's like you just see it immediately. So, okay. The third eye. But there's something that's been alienating about that. Okay. But now I'm just seeing that's really changing, and there's an expansion where you're going to feel a lot more fulfilled. You're going to feel a lot more fulfilled to mentor people, because there's going to be some kind of exchange that's happening where you're able to receive more. You're able to receive more fulfillment, and it's more reciprocal. And I see you collaborating or working with people or hiring people or something where you feel things are really moving forward for you. Or relationship wise, you're meeting people you can finally, like sometimes you just need one person, right? You just need one person who you can just be 100% honest with in life, and that can be enough. But I'm seeing it's like you need that outlet, you need that expression, you need that sounding board, that ability to bounce back and forth with. yeah, you've just outgrown an old way of being, an old mode. And that might be a bit confusing, but it's going to be like you're going to open up to a huge new level of fulfillment as well, as what I'm getting. And the fulfillment coming from realizing the impact that you have on people. Like I feel like right now, sometimes I think that your wisdom is missed, or like people can't handle the truth kind of thing. But I think as well, you're going to be feeling a lot more fulfilled by your role as this owl, wisdom, wise one. And you're going to be seeing that maybe you're going to be feeling like you're actually making a difference more. I think maybe that's the shift. You're either going to be seeing evidence of this, or you're going to be feeling better, like you finally found the right people, or you finally, there's something about the way that you feel like you're making a difference is going to become very apparent to you very quickly because of this change in your heart space and the change in how you're attracting different things into your life that are way more harmonious. So that it's like you were attracting situations where you had to hold your tongue, or where people weren't ready for your wisdom, they weren't ready for the truth, they wanted to keep being deceived. But now it's like you're attracting in things where it's like all of a sudden you're seeing this way that you make this huge impact on the world, you make this huge difference on the people's lives that you encounter, you plant seeds, you make change happen in ways that you haven't realized until now, in even bigger ways than you haven't even realized until now. Yeah, like the expansiveness of your energy is what's coming through, like how expansive it is, the changes that you actually have made on this earth. And you're going to start to really either see the harvest of that, see the impact that you've made already, or it's going to start like you're going to shift gears suddenly, or you're going to shift into a new mode. And then it's like now you're really seeing the results and you're like, wow, this is like tangible evidence of me making change. And that's going to feel really satisfying. Like that's going to feel like, like rain. Rain in a desert is what I'm getting. It's like something about the results. You haven't been getting the fulfillment from your role, or that has been waning because your energy, your role has been changing. You've needed to move, like you're being replanted, repotted. You've outgrown your pot. You need a new space, and so you're just gonna fall in love with this new space that Spirit's aligning for you there, and you're gonna be like, yes, I get it, I'm totally making a difference. You're gonna be around people who totally get your wisdom, your magic, and your gifts, and that's gonna make such a big difference. Seriously, yeah, I'm just seeing like you weren't even aware of how draining it was for you to hold back so much, So this is so positive for you, group 4. Like I'm just seeing so much fulfillment. Spirit keeps wanting me to say like so much fulfillment about what's going on, like with your mission, like so much fulfillment about everything that's going on around you, with what's going on with the people, with the places, with the things. It's like fulfilling you on every level. And you're like, yeah, I'm doing what I'm meant to do. I'm here where I'm meant to be. And so much of that is like the response that you're getting. It's like maybe you're finding the right community or finding the right market to speak to or something. Like there's something changing in your approach, and it's like you're getting such a different response. Yeah. And if you've been thinking about starting something new, I'm getting that it's definitely on the cards. Like if you've been wondering if you want to come out with something new, I'm getting that it could really be the ticket. It could really be the thing that helps you break through any kind of stagnant energy. Because I'm seeing it's like maybe there's something about like the workplace you're in or the community you're trying to market to. It's like maybe they're not quite your people, and that's why you felt like you had to hold back a little bit. Maybe it's like you need to rebrand and be like, okay, this is what I'm doing now, this is my message, this is how I'm sharing my wisdom. And then it's like you're getting a totally different response, you're getting a totally different community response, or you're attracting in a totally different kind of person. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's something changing, and it's either going to change from the inside out and you're not going to have to do anything about it, or you're going to just get such a huge hit of inspiration to be like, okay, I'm changing, I'm going to do this differently. And then you're going to get such an instant feedback of a response where you're like, okay, this feels really good, I'm doing good. So I do see something changing for you, something's different, something's going to be different for you soon. Getting a different result. Something changing so you can get a different result. And so you're repositioned. Spirit's repositioning you into a place, an environment, a relationship where you can really, your wisdom is really felt. like deeply felt, right? Deeply. Like life-changingly. Because that's who you are. You're a life changer. The impact that you have on people is life-changing. It really is. And that's what your guides want you to know, that beyond all other things, is that the impact that you have on people is life-changing. Like it really, really is. And they're really proud of you for that. They're proud of you because they see the impact that you make on people, even if you can't see it yourself. They're proud of you for that. And they're proud of you for continuing to be this person, even though you might not have gotten the results or the feedback or, you know, whatever that you wanted from being this person that you were being. But you still showed up because it was true. So I'm getting like, yeah, something about the results, the response, the amount of eyes on you is changing, and people are going to be resonating way more. And maybe it's also because you're becoming a lot more unapologetic about your message or about the truth, maybe comfortable in your own skin. Something's changing where you're like, you know what, I'm just going to tell the truth. I'm just going to be me. I'm going to stop censoring so much. And so, yeah, there might be some relationship shifts. There might be people you don't resonate with anymore because you realize that you can't really keep up the effort of, you know, shutting down your throat chakra all the time. You know, this is real stuff. This is a big shift you're going through, basically. It's a pretty big shift. And it's maybe also like seeing through wow, yeah, like you're seeing through something as well. You're seeing through your own deception. Maybe it's because you were thinking, I can handle this, I can do this, I'm strong enough, I can do this, I can handle this. And it's like you were self-sacrificing yourself. You were self-sacrificing yourself. I can do this, I can handle this, I can shut down my throat chakra, I can sacrifice having my wisdom be met, you know, I can sacrifice that. And it's like, no, you can't. You actually can't. And your soul isn't going to let you anymore. Your higher self isn't going to let you anymore. Your spirit guides aren't going to let you anymore. There's something about this, and it's like, you're not going to let yourself do that anymore. You're going to be like, you know what? I can't sacrifice myself anymore. I can't do that. So it's kind of a big deal, group 4. It feels like something maybe that's been under the surface for a long time. Like maybe you haven't been wanting to see this, or like I said, maybe it's just started to come into your awareness of like, I actually find, you know, this workplace really draining, or whatever it is for you. And realizing like you need that sense of unity from the heart, because when you start living from your heart, Spirit's showing me, it's like the relationships that you keep around you start to become very, 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 very significant and important. Not that they aren't already, but it's like any sense of that disharmony is felt in such a bigger way. So I'm seeing you becoming more sensitive because you're living more from your heart. Okay, final messages for group number 4, Spirit. Yeah, the 4. The heart for you, group 4. Really, what I'm seeing is that Spirit wants you to focus on the fact that you're creating the environment that's perfect for you. You're creating the environment that's perfect for you, that includes the people, places, and things that you surround yourself with. It's all going to become perfect and harmonize. It's going to become perfect and harmonized, because I'm seeing there might be some rearranging happening right now. Like I'm seeing rearranging, you're getting replanted, maybe the environment, moving house, some big changes happening, because your energy's changed. And so everything around you is going to match it. Okay? All right, group 4. So your spirit guides just really want you to know it's a positive. All this change is positive. Any kind of feelings of like, have I outgrown this thing? Spirit's like, celebrate it, you know? Just celebrate having outgrown it. Because you're a really wise soul, and you're being elevated so that you can really just enjoy your life more, basically. Enjoying your life more. Yeah, and having that support through your connections in your heart space, having that support to be this wise one and to be this truth teller, so that you don't feel like such an alien, also disconnected from this world. yeah, really connecting in. I'm seeing you connecting in with so many more people that it's like and it's different because I'm seeing it's like you've been attracting in people and it's like, it's just right. It's just not quite right. It's just a little bit too hot. It's just a little bit too cold. It's just a little bit too this or a little bit too that. And now it's like, I did it. You're going to feel like, I did it. I manifested just the perfect one, the perfect energy, the perfect temperature. You know, it's like that nursery rhyme. What is it? Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Goldilocks? If I got that completely wrong, I shouldn't even have tried. I can't remember. But I'm thinking about the porridge, and it's like the first one was too hot, the second one was too cold, and then the third one was just right. And it's like, yeah, you've had to trial and error a little bit to do, especially with relationships or workplaces or environments, to be like, do I fit in here? Okay, definitely not. Do I fit in here? Okay, probably not. You know? And it's like, that's okay, because you're getting to that point where it's like, oh my God, this is just right. This is perfect. This is exactly the right one, exactly the right temperature. Okay, group 4, I'm sending you so much love on your journey, and I'll see you in another video, okay?